Hi everyone, good morning, happy Monday. I'm going to go through today the basics of, how to apply the makeup. So if you have any questions about, am I applying my prime skin correctly? Am I doing my concealer correctly? I'm gonna take it through a little bit slower. I'm gonna also do an eyeliner today too, so that you can see exactly what I do. And we can slow things down a little bit just so that you can make sure that if it's a technique that you're after or an overall general vibe or feel that you're after, you can absolutely get that. So I just spritzed my skin with the Gold Batten Mist RX. I really like this. I find it very hydrating, especially at night if I'm in bed and I'm watching like Netflix or a show and my skin gets drier. You can sort of feel like, you're watching your phone or you're watching your iPad, whatever it is. Spray this on your skin. It's good just to kind of rehydrate the skin a little bit and get some, good circulation going, even if you just kind of like tap it into the skin like that. It's really nice to get the blood flow going. All right, so I just did my vitamin C. And now I'm going to mix my anti-pollution drops, which is my hydrating serum in the morning. So I'm going to mix a little bit of anti-pollution drops with my SkinCeuticals, my Sheer Physical, and then apply that into the skin. And I'm going to also make the makeup look today like a little bit more matte, and speak to the fact that if your skin is properly prepped with skincare, you sometimes don't need all that like shimmer. If you're somebody who really likes a lot of glow to the skin, but maybe you have large pores or you have, your skin surface isn't quite as smooth as you want, if you do proper skin prep, you will have a natural glow. So you're gonna see that today, just how the natural glow comes out in a really natural way, a nice way, without actually adding so much shine to the skin. So for today, because I'm gonna use a lot of tonal shades, I'm just gonna do 1 pump of prime and medium. And usually I mix the two, which is great, and you always can, but it's kind of like how you get dressed in the morning, or you can pick and choose. Some days you might feel like putting the whole look together, and other days you might feel like just doing elements of the look. So that's what we're gonna do. So this is pretty quick to apply in. Now, I always put the prime skin as a base on my eyes like this, and I always put it underneath my eyes as well, around my nose, and then down onto, I kind of wipe it around the ears and then down onto my neck just to blend. If you are oily, and I get a lot of questions again about the difference between prime skin and mineral sheer tint. So if you are oily but you still want to have a glow, just use 1 pump of prime skin. If you're dry, you might want to use 2 to 3 pumps. You just have to remember that when you use more, the skin will look like it has a little bit more makeup on it. So what you want to do is wait about a minute for it to absorb, so that you're not just like putting makeup on top of it and then makeup on top of that. So you want to just give the skin a little opportunity to breathe. So I'm putting this is the Photo Touch Concealer in medium, and I just do like a little Y up between the forehead, down the bridge of my nose. I go from the tip of, from the sort of inner corner of my eye, but then I bring it down sort of the upper cheekbone and up to the temple on both sides, around the nose, and then around the mouth and chin. And I take our contour and highlight brush, and I like really press this into the skin. So I don't rub the concealer away, because I really want it to look like it's coming from underneath the skin. And I like when you can see the skin in your makeup. So I prefer makeup where I don't see it on top of the skin. That's why I like to use a lot of creams. And when I don't use a lot of creams, like today, and I am going to use a lot of powders, I make sure that my skin prep is there. And I'm not a big, I don't necessarily in my life at the moment have time for long amounts of, at-home facials or big to-dos. But what I make sure I do is I make sure that my daily skincare is very consistent. So that's kind of the commitment that I can, make myself. All right, so just put a little bit up there. Then I'm going to take the Shell powder. Let's see it, here it is. I'm gonna take my Shell Mineral Press powder and just press this into the skin. Again, my skin is a little combination, so it can get a little oily during the day. And the powder certainly helps to make it look very natural, but also just pressed into the skin. I'm going to use the Highbrow in Fawn. And for anybody that hasn't tinted their eyebrows at home, the tinted brow gels, the Highbrow, I think there's like 5 or 6 different shades going from all the way from blonde to like a very deep brunette. It's called Sable. This is an amazing way to just kind of like self-tint the brows at home. And it takes a second to do. So if you literally wear zero makeup, but your lashes or your brows rather are a little bit more fair, just really press this into the skin and it will really kind of tint the skin as well as tint the hairs. And if you have any like blonde hairs or light hairs that you're sort of not sure if you should tint, if not sure if you should tweeze away, I would say don't, and just kind of lean into a more full eyebrow look. Okay, so we're gonna go into, I'm gonna show you how I do my eyeliner. So I'm gonna take Sienna, this is our dark brown, very matte gel eyeliner, and you wanna make sure that your tip is sharp. And basically you're just gonna hold onto the eye very, very, very gently and just move the pencil along the lash line like this. You don't have to be precise at all, because the way that I like to do eyeliner is I actually love to build it. So I'm not worrying about the wing just yet. I just did the line across the lashes, and I'm taking a brush. This is our all over eye brush. And I'm just kind of blending it like back and forth, and I'm just blending it out just a very little bit, so that if I, let's say, did a line that was too thick, I could very easily just blend it right out. And then what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna do the tip. So I'm gonna do the little wing flick. So I'm going to go from the edge of my eye, and I'm going to just, and you kind of have to practice at this point. So I'm just gonna flick it out very, very, very shortly. Then I'm gonna take my Q-tip, and you can wet this if you feel like you really don't wanna pull. So I'm gonna take the Mist RX, what I used before, but you could take water or, makeup remover, nothing too heavy though, not like a really heavy oil. And you're just gonna go right underneath that little tip there to straighten it out. And it's nice because usually the Q-tip will drag some of the color out a little bit, so it actually will kind of emphasize and elongate that line a little bit more. And whatever you like, just take your finger and just blend it right in. So I'm gonna go to the other side as well. So I'm gonna take it and I'm just holding very gently. So even if you kind of do a line that's too thick, don't worry about it at all. You're gonna take your brush and just brush it right along, right there. Okay, and then you're gonna take your pencil again and you're going to, let's say, flick it out. You're gonna take your Q-tip, mist it with a little bit of something, go right underneath the tip there and just straighten it right out. So for most sort of defined eyeliner looks, I actually will take 2 shades, and usually a darker first and then a lighter, and I'll build on top of one another. Sometimes it's a lot easier, and if you want to have a defined liner but you like to have your eyes look lined, this is a great little trick. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take Coco Loco, which is actually sort of a more neutral brown lip liner, and I'm gonna go over the Sienna with the Coco Loco. And this will soften the strength of the color of Sienna and just make it look a little bit more natural. So once the makeup look is all done, you can see that it probably won't look as like intense. And again, I don't wear a lot of eyeshadow, so this is a nice way of combining eyeliner and eyeshadow in one. And you can brush it up to the eyelid, or you can just kind of leave it as a softer line. But this is a really nice way of making your eyeliner not look so prominently dark if you do want to use, let's say, like a black or true brown or, true gray. All right, let's go to mascara. I'm not gonna spend too long for the sake of this video. We're gonna apply mascara. And what I like to do too is if you are doing sort of a more prominent eye, you can apply one coat of mascara and then come back to it, let it dry a little bit and build it. I find that's a really nice way of, making the mascara look very natural, but making sure that you get as many coats as you really like. And a little on the bottom. I like to emphasize also for bottom mascara or eyeliner, I like to just go a quarter of the way out. I don't like to do the whole thing because I think that just makes certainly my eyes look like I just have like darkness just around the line. This is Tuscany. So I'm just taking this around. So again, I'm not gonna add any shimmer or like any kind of highlight to this look at all. So I'm taking my Tuscany bronzer with the fan brush. This fan brush is so easy because it literally just places the makeup exactly on the contours of the face. So what I do is I start in the hairline and I go around the hairline. I go to the cheeks. I'll brush the ears a little bit and then down on the jawline. And this, take it here, take this here. A little on the nose. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take Adobe. So this is another matte blush that we carry. And I'm going to use the fan brush again. So I'm multi-purposing the brushes. And here, I'm going more towards the upper cheek into the hairline. So with the bronzer, I'm a little more liberal about how and where I apply it, but the blush, I want it to be more contoured. And there's no right way to do contour. Find what way really works for you. I like a contour that just focuses on the cheekbone. So I'm not one to sort of go under the cheekbone and then over the cheekbone, but I like to just emphasize the cheekbone. So I'll put the Adobe here and here. And then we're gonna do lips. So, but you can see like the skin has a nice sort of glow to it and it looks lit from underneath because the skincare was there. So in order to sort of get that luminous look, it doesn't always have to be with shimmers. You can absolutely accomplish it with matte, but just know that the skin prep has to be in check. This is Neapolitan. This is like a really beautiful sort of rosier lip liner. And I like this lip liner a lot. It's super feminine, but still neutral, but it sort of runs rosy if you like to have your lips look a little bit more pink. And then this is a G thing. And we're done. Thanks everyone for joining me on Monday, and I will see you on Tuesday. Have a lovely day.